Are you a cat lover who loves the idea of owning your own cat cafe? Then this is the podcast for you. Join me, Angeli Rodriguez, owner of the Woody Whisker Cat Cafe and author of the book Drinks and Whiskers, as I walk you through my tips and tricks to help you open a successful cat cafe. Are you ready? Let's do this. Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Drinks and Whiskers podcast, the place to be to get the inside scoop on what it's like to open and run a successful cat cafe. I'm your host, Angeli Rodriguez, and today we're going to be talking about marketing and social media for your cat cafe. When you're starting a business, you're going to want, obviously, a cute name and then a cute logo to go with that name. You want the logo to be the face of your brand. You're going to plaster it everywhere, your website, social media, merchandise like t-shirts, mugs, stickers, magnets, buttons, etc., signs. So you have to make sure that you love it. And it's also going to go on your social media page. This is how you're going to communicate and gain new followers. There are so many platforms of social media to choose from these days, and I am no expert, but here is what I have learned. Some of them are like the main ones, the easiest ones to use, in my opinion: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. Woody Whisker has all four of these. They are quite a bit to keep up with. So I know you're excited about, getting on everything, but trust me, if it was just me, just pick two. Why two? Because you will want to reach out to different generations and demographics. So for example, Facebook is more geared to like people in my generation, like, Generation X and up. Instagram is more for like millennials. And then you also have TikTok, which is like the kids. And then Twitter is like everybody's on Twitter. So just pick two things, two different platforms that you think that you will be able to keep up with. It's going to be a lot of work to keep up with. You don't want to have so many that you need a team of people to keep up with posting. Whatever platform you begin using, you're going to have to keep up with it. So pick the two that you're most comfortable using and get cracking. How important is it to create a community before opening? I personally think it's very important. Think of it as a huge supportive family who will show up for you at your grand opening, go to any and all events, promote your businesses by telling their friends about it. Now, did I have a huge following when I first started? Not really. My biggest following is actually on Facebook. I have 15,000 followers on Facebook. I have about 5,000 on Instagram, 9,000 on TikTok, and 129 on Twitter. So if I had to get rid of one, I'd probably get rid of my Twitter account, but I've already started it, so I kind of want to keep up with it. Anyway, so see what I mean? Like it just grows and adds to your plate. Anyway, you want to have a fairly decent following because it's going to let you know whether there's actual interest in your area. So do you have to have a huge following? I mean, there's plenty of cat cafes that have way more followers than I do, and there's some that have less, and they're successful across the board, but not really. We actually had to do a bit of advertising to start getting more followers on our Facebook. So the reason we have 15,000 followers is we actually paid to have targeted ads for people to join as followers. Now, back in 2020, when we did our soft opening, we actually had enough people to have a very decent soft opening day. Now, caveat, it was 2020. We opened during COVID, which skews everything a bit, right? Now, whether it's people were excited about us or just excited to get out of the house, not really sure, but we're still here, so that's good. And we don't have a huge following still, but we're still here and we do very well. I personally think it's our location, but that's just me. So back to social media. How often should you post? That is totally up to you and how much effort you want to put into your social media. Some people say that you have to post every day to stay relevant, and others say it's best to keep your audience wanting more. Personally, I want to post at least one time a day so that we can kind of stay on people's feeds. But that's just me personally. Now, what to post also depends on you. Some folks are very open and vulnerable with issues that they're facing, in their business or, politics, etc. Others are very bold and honest and aren't afraid to post about things like political issues. Me personally, I prefer to stay away from anything polarizing or negative. We know our followers view our posts to kind of escape from reality, and we want that to, we want to maintain a positive vibe. So we purposely keep it light and focus on cats or our rescues requests. The purpose of posting is to generate discussions and responses so people, kind of, create some traction on your pages. So eventually you drive them to your website, so they can sign up to the newsletter and become regular customers at your cafe. If, like me, the thought of being on social media gives you hives, there are companies that can do this for you. For example, Beth Lambert with Fuzzy Face Media. Check out season 2, episode 8 of the Drinks and Whiskers podcast for my interview with her so you can find out more about what they can do for you and how a business like hers can help you run your social media. So I personally have decided to hand off my social media efforts to um, people on my team that are very talented with their posts and things like that. When I did this, they asked me for a summary of what I wanted them to do. And so I'm going to include my summary of my little social media plan so that you guys have an idea of what Witty Whisker does. So I gave them a one-page overview of what I wanted. So on that one-page overview, it included I would like to post on our social media accounts, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, at least once every day. The post should include a pretty picture or video of cat, drink, or food item and an invitation to come to the cafe. We include hashtags. So if anybody knows anything about hashtags, those are the little things with the little number sign if you're from my generation. So the hashtags help people find things in a particular subject. So for example, on every post, we want hashtag Witty Whisker, hashtag Witty Whisker Cat Cafe, hashtag Feline Canopy of Care, which is our rescue organization. I also included some suggested hashtags to use when applicable, like hashtag St. Augustine, every kind of spelling for it, right? Hashtag small business, hashtag St. Augustine small business, hashtag tuxedo cat or black cat if it's applicable, hashtag torty cat, hashtag woman owned business, hashtag adoption number for our adoption posts, hashtag adopt don't shop, and hashtag square paws, which is our fantastic uh, Mario Arbore. He did our cat towers for us, and so that's his business. Anytime we have one of his cat towers in there, I like to kind of throw him, a little like there as well. Um, Also, the next thing on my list of things for social media that I want my team to do for me is make individual posts for each adoption. So each kitty gets their time in the spotlight. This is just my personal preference. Some cat cafes have so many adoptions that this is probably not feasible for them. But we're a smaller cafe. Our adoptions kind of tend to flow a little bit, like have some seasonality. So we're able to do a post for each kitty cat, which I really like to include. In their adoption posts, we ask that, or I ask my team that the last sentence be to have a wonderful life, right? Because I like alliteration, Witty Whisker, wonderful life. That's just how I like things. And then I also like them to include the hashtag adoption number. I also asked my team to post about upcoming special events at the cafe, like our painting with kitties, meditation, yoga with cats, or music night when we have a live musician in the cat room. We like to post about it the week of the event. And then once the event has happened, we like to post actual pictures from the event so people can kind of see what the events are like, since they are a little bit pricier than just coming in for a normal cat cafe entry. And then I did ask for a TikTok video at least once a month. But ultimately, what you want to do is get these people to your website so that you can get them to sign up for your email list, for your newsletter. Your newsletter is it's a very important marketing tool and something that your social media should really focus on. Because your newsletter, it tells about what you're going to do. It can be weekly, it could be monthly, it could be quarterly. Mine is a monthly one because I think monthly is good for our sized cafe. In your newsletter, you want to make sure that you mention your activities, your special events, any special news about your cat cafe, and it should keep people updated and interested in your cat cafe so that they want to come back to visit you. So there you have it, my tips and tricks for social media and marketing. I hope that you found this helpful. Thank you for listening. And until next time, how will you warm hearts with a drink and a whisker? Thank you. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode of the Drinks and Whiskers podcast. If you enjoyed it, please take a moment to like this episode, subscribe, and leave an honest review. If you want more information, you can purchase the Drinks and Whiskers book right now on Amazon.com, or you can reach me at Anjali@wittywhisker.com. Now it's time to get out there and start your cat cafe dream. How will you warm hearts with a drink and a whisker?